Already halfway over, fall right around the corner, if you can believe that. And for a lot of people, that should mean football.
When Governor Whitmer released her My Safe Schools roadmap this week, she also laid out some guidance for the return of school sports. Our Janice Allen joins us live after talking to the MHSAA today about what we may see in just a couple weeks. Janice.
Right, Annie and Derek, so many athletes are already out there conditioning, getting ready for practice, hoping that they can still play this fall. But like so many things in this time of COVID-19, that is still up in the air.
Everything that we're working on right now will start practices for all of our fall sports. Around the week of August 10th.
That's plan A, business as usual. But John Johnson with the Michigan High School Athletic Association says with so much uncertainty as coronavirus spreads, there are now several other options on the table, like shorter seasons with a modified playoff schedule or even flipping seasons with spring sports.
What that would look like is if we were to flip football, swimming and volleyball and soccer and all of the sports that are with football in the fall would go to the spring, and we would be bringing baseball, softball, lacrosse, girls soccer. We'd be bringing that whole track and field, that whole group of sports to the fall, which actually promotes a lot better things in terms of social distancing, smaller crowds, because spring sports do draw smaller crowds.
Under Governor Whitmer's My Safe Schools roadmap in Phase 4, the phase Michigan is in right now, sports can resume with heightened safety protocols, emphasizing good hygiene for players and staff before and after games, disinfecting equipment frequently, and with indoor spectator events suspended. Outdoor crowds like those at a stadium would be limited to 100 people with masks and social distancing. The kinds of crowds we're used to seeing at football games would not be allowed, Johnson says, until Phase 6. And that's not the only thing that might be in jeopardy if the COVID-19 outbreak gets worse.
We have to get to Phase 5, according to the governor's roadmap, in order to be having the kind of contact that would be allowed in football.
Johnson says canceling the football season altogether would hurt districts already facing massive budget cuts in light of the pandemic.
A fall sports season altogether would be devastating to schools who depend on their football gate. And at the end of the day, we do have to remember that school sports are funded at the gate, and football's the biggest one of all.
Other contact sports like wrestling and basketball are also up in the air.
If we had nothing in the fall at all, we are working on an alternative, which would have, if we're allowed to have winter sports, have a winter and then have a spring 1 and 2, in which we would try to get some kind of a schedule in for fall sports and something in for spring sports.
Like so many others, Johnson says they'll have to watch and wait, adapting the best they can to conditions as athletes try their best to stay hopeful.
There will be lots of different things that can be in place to keep kids safe. And then when you get to the competition, now you get to the competition. And the competition has to go on.
Sure does. This is all based on students returning to in-person learning this fall because Johnson says no classes, no sports. They are taking cues right now from health professionals and also those at the collegiate and professional level as well. They hope to have a final decision about fall sports made by mid-July. And of course, we'll keep you posted.